Oh, yes, we're back. How good is that intro song, by the way?
Yeah, it's all right.
Unreal. How'd you sleep?
Yeah, I slept good. What about you?
Yeah, slept really well. But how are you?
I'm, pretty.
We're
probably
mucking
above
it up
average.
this morning. We
Yeah,
are
a
mucking
little
up this
bit above
intro.
average.
A bit above average. Well,
Yeah.
that's better than last week.
What about you? How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, and I slept really well last night. Got a good 9 hours, so I'm on.
Wow, good stuff.
And I've had about 4 coffees.
Oh, jeez.
Get in before the crash.
Silly boys.
Now we've got a big podcast today.
Yeah,
a very
big one.
exciting one. As usual, the podcast traction really been taken off. So I think we've got a few new listeners, which is exciting.
Yep.
Hello, my name's Louis. This is Gabriel here next to me, otherwise known as @Anabolic Gabe. He's a powerlifter. And we talk about life on this podcast, don't we?
We just talk about me.
We just talk about the powerlifting.
I saw one of the comments and it was like talking about like something about you about the shower beers or something.
Yeah.
And one of the comments was like, any danger in Gab not making it about him? And I was like, yeah, sorry, mate. It's just my personality.
Maybe we'll get away with it this podcast.
You love it or hate it.
Yeah, you love it or hate it. Anyway, we're moving out.
Yeah, big news. We've secured
Huge
the property.
news.
The only application we put in, the first application
Yeah.
too, and got accepted. They obviously just loved us to bits. They wanted to grab our money and they processed it pretty snappy. And yeah, they gave us the property and we're super excited because this is when we looked at it, I remember you saying that you'd be proud to live in this property.
Yeah.
Like we thought it wasn't, it's kind of on the upper echelon. It was a bit too nice.
Yeah.
We're looking at some other places that weren't as expensive, weren't as nice, weren't as spacious. And we're like, yeah, we'd be proud to live in that. And then we kind of worked things out and we're like, we actually can live there.
It's nice and modern as well.
Yeah.
Like everything's just going to work, which is always nice in a house. What?
Yeah, it was about to fall off.
Which is always nice in a house, but yeah, so it's something we're going to be very proud of.
Yep.
We're starting to buy all this stuff for it.
Yeah.
Together.
Well, firstly, when we were looking for the properties, there's so many apartments that are listed.
Yeah.
And the apartments are kind of like shoe boxes. They're really small. Like, no hate to anyone that lives in an apartment, but I think it'd be just a little bit too small for us to live in. And they try to cramp as much as you can in there and, make as many of these apartments so people buy them and rent them out and things like that. And it's just, getting as many people in there as
Pack them in like sardines.
Yeah, whereas, I don't know, I think I'd get a little bit claustrophobic with that and we wouldn't be able to fit everything we want in there. Like, we want our home gym, we want a podcast area, we want, to be able to make our food pretty comfortably. And so I think we made the decision we can't do an apartment, we need like a house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, luckily, like, there really wasn't much chop on the market unless you spent like a big amount of money. So, yeah, we got, I think, the perfect place, to be honest.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And we're just going to be so proud of it. Like, it'll be clean. The first thing we've bought for the property is a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, because it's got to stay clean. I don't want any dirty floors. And if, you spill your basmati rice on the kitchen floor, then, how are you going to clean it up if you don't have a vacuum cleaner or a dustpan or something like that?
And the vacuum cleaner world, mate, I'm sorry the podcast has gone down this road, but it's happening. Vacuum cleaning it's a big thing, and it's kind of, you either buy a $1,500 Dyson, which is a little handheld job.
No, miss me with that.
Or you can get like a $150 vacuum, but it has like these bags that you need to buy and replace. So we've kind of gone mid-range. Maybe we'll do a review on it. You'll see when we get it.
Yeah, we're going for a $750 vacuum cleaner. But we went absolutely ham on Kogan yesterday.
Yeah.
We just bought everything we need for our house. And for anyone who's running a small business or anything like that, here's a little tax tip for you, okay? So, you want things to be tax deductible if you're buying them for the business, so for necessary items. And what our accountants told us, a little tip here for you guys since you're listening, is you can actually gift your employee once a year as a performance reward a gift card up to $299. So what we did is, Lewis, you've performed really well this year. Gab has performed even better.
Not
He's
quite.
just a gun. And we gifted each other $300 Kogan gift cards each.
Yeah.
And, and there's a couple of other employees that work for us as well. A couple of other gift cards flying around and bang, there you have it.
A few gifties. And the old gift cards are sorting us out. So we've pretty much kitted out the whole house just in terms of like amenities and things that you don't have to buy.
Yeah, just like you move into like someone's brand new share house, like some 20-year-old, and you won't expect these things. We've got like a soda stream, a sandwich presser. I was looking at those ice cube makers, just like completely unnecessary rubbish.
It is unnecessary. We've got matching kind of bathroom like bin, brush, and toilet roll holders in all three because there's 3 toilets.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got to think ahead, mate.
Yeah. So it's very exciting. But
and what I'm really getting excited about is, laying out the whole house. Yeah. Just like seeing the floor plan and saying, all right, what goes here, what goes there. Yeah. And what we've really come to appreciate is a good garage, The car's not going in the garage. It's, you're using the garage for the gym, actually, we shouldn't give too much away on where things are, but
the space. Well, we'll do. I'm sure we'll do plenty of content on it, a full tour. But look, the layout is going to be elite. We've got a bit of space to work with, not a huge amount, but we will make it work. Mm-hmm. And now the big thing that's kind of allowed us to do this and move out, especially so quickly, it's kind of happened in the last couple of weeks, is that we own a small business and we're kind of lucky enough to make these decisions, aren't we?
Yeah, this is a lot of people that don't know us comment on our videos, and it's just like, oh, daddy's money and shit. And it's like, to be honest, like my dad put me through school, and I'm extremely grateful for that. But they don't we've got a roof over our heads, living at home, but they don't give us any handouts. Like obviously I appreciate the privileged position I'm in. Yeah. But it's not like dad just buys me a bloody car and pays for everything. Like I have had to, the real world essentially. Yeah. And what has allowed us to give us the resources to move out is essentially that we are making money off of our company now. So when people comment and they're like, oh, daddy's money or whatever, it's like, mate, head on to our website and have a look at how we actually pay for these things. Exactly.
And, like those comments, we're always going to get them. That's fine. And it's actually a huge compliment. So thank you to anyone who's commented that. But I'm getting pissed off, mate. Yeah.
Why are you getting pissed off?
Really pissed off because I keep scrolling through Instagram or on YouTube and stuff, and I'm seeing these entrepreneur ads, like how to become an entrepreneur. Just sign up to my program, and they're making $100,000 a day. If you just follow their 3 tips.
What are they spending all the money on? Why don't they have
It's just ridiculous. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, I'm angry at those as well because they mislead people into buying their $5,000 e-commerce course where they tell you how to make a Shopify account and secure a website domain and run targeted Facebook ads. And they're like, there you go. I'm Jordan Belford. Buy my $5,000 e-commerce program. And, it's just... You can tell they're just fake. They've got all these fake followers on Instagram. They'll have like 10,000 followers and they'll get 30 likes. And it's like, something doesn't make sense here, buddy.
Adding up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think so. Like the big one is on those ads. They'll have like look at my Shopify. I made $100,000 yesterday. But guys, if you don't have Shopify, you can actually edit those numbers. Like you can manually put in
inspect element, and then you can just like chuck in whatever you want.
You can put in however many like sales you want. Zeros you want. Exactly. So like it's an absolute stitcher, and I can understand that it would be very appealing to someone who's like new to it all. But I suppose we'll tuck into that a little bit.
Because I see like there was this whole rage about drop shipping and all of that. You can buy these cheap Chinese products and have absolutely no brand development and no name for yourself, and you can just make millions of dollars. Yeah. The scary fact is even the people who do sell like a lot of products, they're making like 1% margins on it. So they might show that they've made $10,000 in sales, but they might have a 1% margin. And that's $100. It's like you just went through all this effort and you made $100. It's so saturated. It's just, I don't know. They try to. It's a bloody scam. Honestly. Unless you've really got something that stands out and you really know what you're doing. It's a scam, honestly.
I think a good tip, look, you can take little bits and pieces from people like that. But if you are wanting to start a business, then I would say go ahead and do it. Just be prepared to put in the work.
I think what can separate you from like the masses and the saturated market is creating a brand, creating something that people associate and relate to and are going to be loyal to, which is kind of what we've done with our apparel and stuff like that. Like for example, like our shorts are very different to what's already on the market, and they've got like some sort of brand that people relate to, which is why people buy them. Whereas if you're selling, I don't know, I don't want to call anyone out here that I already know who's doing it, but if you're selling like remember those acupuncture mats? Yeah. They're a dime a dozen. You can see like 25 different retailers all selling the exact item off of Alibaba, it costs them bloody like $1 per unit, and they're charging $100.
Yeah.
And there's like 100 different retailers for it. It's crazy. So
it's painful to see sometimes.
I just love those Instagram accounts that like message us, and they'll be like, yo, you're like, want to boost your engagement or something like that, or really like your page, and it's like, one, I've got more followers than you. Two, you're getting like 30 likes.
Yeah, surely they don't actually get people like that.
Yeah, I don't know,
surely. Mate. Yeah, if anyone runs one of those pages, can you message us and tell us if you actually get
They always
engagement?
look like a really sleazy real estate agent.
Yeah.
Like they look like they think they're Jordan Belfort, but they actually just dropped out of
yeah.
school, and they did like
hustling.
Yeah, the
wake
hustle,
up at
mate.
2 a.m.
Yeah, I wake up at 2 a.m. I get 3 hours sleep. I go to the gym. None of that party lifestyle for me. I'm just a grinder.
Grinding,
Yeah.
absolutely grinding. Well, like a big thing for us was utilizing social media.
Yep.
So like social media, obviously, if you want to start an e-commerce business, it's bloody essential. But like TikTok was so big in terms of our growth as a business. We were selling like a couple of programs here and there just on Instagram.
Yeah, it was mainly to like friends and family and other people that may have heard through word of mouth. But social media really is the catalyst, and more specifically, it's TikTok. Because TikTok, if you produce the right content and it sits well with people and it resonates with people, and you're implementing the right trends and things like that, you've got the capability to go from zero to quite viral or something, to build a bit of a following if you do it right. So it is literally like, we don't really, now we're starting to pay for like targeted Facebook ads and things like that. We've got a guy who's running them for us and helping us out.
Legend.
But
you don't need to do that though at the start.
It's all organic, TikTok. Essentially.
Yeah, and you can even see that on your like your personal account that you're creating. You're getting just as many views about as NineToFive is.
Yeah. If I upload like the right video or something that's engaging that people like, a few of them have got like quite a few views, and like will get more than the 9to5 ones. So it's like you can get videos with heaps of views and heaps of engagement just from like a completely fresh account if you do it right.
Yeah. So
buy my TikTok course. It's only $5,000 and I'll show you how to get like 10,000 views. Yeah.
Tell 4 mates. But everyone should make a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
If you're starting a business, you should make a TikTok. Try and leave your ego at the door. Leave your like worries and your I don't know, what do you like? I feel like there's a bit of an idea around TikTok, like you can't make it unless you're 16. Leave that at the door. Don't worry about that. Think about the cash.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
you're gonna make more money on TikTok than you will like trying to do it really authentically through Instagram and like having a nice grid.
Instagram has got absolutely no organic exposure unless you're a complete anomaly or you started 10 years ago and you got absolutely huge off that. Then like there's nothing there for you. Like, literally, the way to show yourself is going to be through the platform where people are most paying attention to, and at the moment that is TikTok.
Yeah.
So you need to absolutely utilize that, and then you use
capitalize. Yeah,
you need to then trickle people through to your Instagram and things like that. Like I remember Brockfit, he actually uploaded a story saying like people use like hashtags to grow. It's like they don't do anything unless you've already got a following. So you need to like make that TikTok to get a following first. Yeah. And then you need to implement things like hashtags and I don't even know what else there is, to be honest, but uploading the right stuff. And then you can see some sort of reward. Like I checked the analytics from the post last night or the one on Tuesday, and we used like some hashtags on it. And I think like 1,700 people came from the hashtags.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a tiny percent, but it adds, it's
still
definitely a part of it.
1,700 people. You put that into a room.
But it's like, though that's tight, and that's just because we're developed and our post already has that momentum, already has that engagement. Yep. So it's like the hashtags aren't doing anything for you if you're starting a fresh account. So
we are 22, 23, round about there, and I think we're coming like I see a lot on social media, friends of ours and stuff are starting to create businesses or they've found the confidence to actually put their idea into development. And that's what it is. It's confidence. So if you can find the confidence to just go out and say, fuck it, I don't care what people think of me, which people are going to think of you. Like a lot of, they're going to be jealous. Mm-hmm. If you can put that aside, that's one thing. So you started your business, great work. The next big plunge is being aggressive on social media. And like, we've touched on it just then, but it comes down to confidence and actually backing yourself in, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think if I listened to everything that people told me, I would have not done anything. I still would have been playing video games the whole time and just doing nothing with my life.
Yeah.
So you just need to, really back your decisions. And I don't know, it's you're never going to please everyone.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like...
Everyone's got advice as well.
Yeah, everyone's got advice. Like, I remember when we first started, there'd be some really bloody annoying people just trying to give me advice on everything. And it's like, you take that advice and you think, all right, how many successful businesses have you started up? Like, what have you done for yourself? Where is this advice coming from? Like, I know it might have good intentions, but a lot of people just want to give you advice just to affirm that they're better than you and they know better than you. Yeah. And it's just like, that's not it. Like, I don't need to listen to your advice. And so, like, I kind of like cut a lot of that rubbish out because I don't know. It's I don't know if it's me being a dickhead, but
no, well,
like,
it was
I
rubbish.
don't fucking need your advice, like.
Yeah.
And especially if that advice is like kind of condescending, and it's like, I don't know, I just don't appreciate that. And especially like people it's easier said than done, essentially. Like these people can give you so much advice and they've
got nothing to back it.
I'll give you an example. Like, hopefully these people aren't listening, but I'm just going to give the example anyway. But these people were giving me like so much advice about the videos I posted about, you know, the direction the business is going in. I was like, cool, man, I don't really care about your advice. Like, I'm happy with how it's going. I'm happy with my own kind of ideas. Since you've got so many ideas and all this advice, how about you go start up your own thing? And they did start it up, and like, without going into too much detail, like, it was a complete failure.
Which is fine, but it just goes to prove how difficult it actually is. Like, the people with the most advice couldn't even execute. Yeah. Which is pretty standard. But
even like parents and stuff, although they mean like the world to you and their advice is quite important. But like, to be honest, my parents are good at what they do, but they don't know anything about starting your own business and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a new world.
So you just kind of have to, I don't know, someone's advice that really did mean a lot to us is this guy that I know. He's like a family friend. He is the CEO of Remedy Kombucha, which is the biggest kombucha brand in the world, essentially. And he's one of the most renowned entrepreneurs in Australia. And we had a meeting with him, and everything that he said was verbalized gold. Like, it was
life-changing.
Like, that is advice that you appreciate, because this guy's got a business that was on the ground doing nothing and made it like a business that turns over $3 billion a year. It's like, that's advice you appreciate, not just like some random kid DMing you saying, oh, hey bro, how about you do this instead? It's just like, fuck off, mate. Like, I know whose advice I'm going to listen to. So take everything with a grain of salt and just question, where is this advice coming from? Yeah.
All right. So you've got this idea, you've got this brand idea, you want to start it, you found the confidence, you've built up enough courage to even start like a little Instagram. Are you going to buy the products? So if you already have the product, let's say you're selling t-shirts and you need to order them from a supplier in China, I would say build up your brand first. While you're doing that, buy your t-shirts, build up that brand, make a TikTok, show your personality, explain who you are, what you're doing. They want to see you, and then they'll buy the t-shirts.
Yeah, I think you need to create that brand and something that people relate to, don't you? Because as we said with those dime a dozen products, like the drop shipping, no one's going to buy it because nothing separates you from the rest. Like,
they're not going to return either if they do buy it.
Exactly. So you need to create something that people really associate with. So, like, for example, just get on there on social media and stuff like that. Like, create something, show yourself, show the value. If you want to do like, I don't know, like bloody... I keep thinking of really specific examples of people that we know that I don't want to be like a dickhead about, but if you're starting like a watch brand, like, nice. I know that there was this guy that messaged us. He seemed like a lovely guy. He's quite talented as well. He created that watch brand, Uncle Jack watches.
Uncle Jack,
something like a really
not Brandon Ellis though, or is it Brandon Ellis?
No,
not the footy player. Like, it was the other guy.
Yeah. But he,
as part of it,
essentially created like this thing that people can relate to with footy plays, social media and stuff like that, and was just selling watches, and it did really, really well. And I think they got bought out for quite a bit. So obviously it was just a watch, but there was something more than that. It's something that people relate to.
And you get that footy player in there. And if you play AFL, it goes with anything. Like, you've got to a plethora of people
Yeah.
to work with. Now, another thing is you've got this idea, and you got this idea with a mate, some dickhead called Gab, and you've got to work with them. How do we mitigate that? Are you gonna just be best friends? Are you just gonna agree on everything, and there's never gonna be any issues? How do we go with working with friends?
So a big thing,
especially close friends,
agreed upon, and we knew we could implement because we've implemented it before, is you need to be able to separate your friendship from the business relationship, because at the end of the day, this is a business. It's our livelihood. It's how we make money. If we don't make money, there's not going to be a roof on our head. There's not going to be any food on the table. So we do, at the end of the day, hard decisions do need to be made. If someone isn't performing up to scratch, or they're something isn't right, then you need to say that, and you need to be able to separate your friendship from the business relationship. And so there's definitely been plenty of times where we've had to have difficult conversations in the best interest of the business, and that is not anything personal or anything like that. It is literally, this business is our baby and we want the best for it. And so you just need to be able to separate it. And so if you're thinking of starting a business with your mate and you can't have those conversations with them, or you feel a little bit awkward, then I'm sorry, but there's just absolutely no hope, because business is
you'll go
cutthroat.
under
You're gonna get
so quick,
chewed up and spat out. That's why we credit a lot of our success is because of our high standards. If one of us isn't performing up to scratch, we'll call each other out, and then we'll say hey, to be honest, this was fucking shit, mate. You gotta and
and that conversation needs to start early. So let's say, okay, I think I can have those conversations with my friend. All right, before you start that business, or in the creation of that business, you need to go out there and be like, hey, we are going to come across some difficult things. Let's agree on doing this, and this, and absolutely be on board with each other when that issue comes up. So you need to leave emotions at the door. So if Gab's, pulling me up on something, or we're having a rough chat, he'll always, preface it with, look, this has nothing to do with our friendship. This is in the interest of the business. And then we can have that conversation. Of course, I know that's the case. We're not going to fucking fight about it and not be friends about it. We can still go for a beer after that conversation.
There's definitely been big disagreements we've had, and big things where there's something hasn't been right. There's always, it's not making the issue at the forefront and winning the argument. It's more about, how do we better this? How do we improve? How do we make sure it doesn't happen again, kind of thing.
Every single time that's happened, we come back so much stronger. That issue is fixed first and foremost, but then also new ideas are created. There's fire under each other's ass.
There's
you need
a new standard of...
it's a whole new standard, and you just keep leveling up every time you have those conversations. So I would say embrace those conversations. Expect to have them. If you don't think you can have them with your friend who's going to be your business partner, then sack him.
Yeah, the other thing is, if you're having mates as well, it can be easy for one person to do all the work, and you don't want to complain because they're your friend, but you can't make that happen. So I recommend having a clear partnership agreement in writing. Here are your weekly targets, here are your monthly targets. If you don't hit these targets, there will be ramifications. There will be things that are in place to make sure, your remuneration is not as high or something rather. So we've got something in writing as well to make sure everyone knows their responsibilities, and we're happy with that, signed off on it. And so that kind of keeps everyone happy, and we know what we need to do every week, essentially. Yeah.
On the other side of that as well is, working with a friend means you go into it with you're with two people, so you have this extra confidence. So posting things that I would never post myself, I do post now because I'm with you, and we're kind of in it together, and that means you do get a fair bit of hate online, so we take on the hate together, don't we?
It's interesting, because I was talking to Brock about the hate, because I started up a personal TikTok, and I noticed I was getting way more hate on the personal TikTok than 9to5. I think that's for a few reasons. One, obviously, when you've got a bigger following, I think people are less likely to give you hate because they think this person's actually created something successful.
We got heaps at the start of 9to5.
Yeah, we got heaps at the start. Now, we still get hate, but it's not so much. And kind of all of our fans just rip them apart if they do give us hate. But creating the personal Anabolic Gabe one is just me. It's got a time, no one follows it. And so people are just ripping into you the whole time. And so I was having a chat to Brock about it, because he was telling me when he first started his TikTok account, he was just getting so much hate. He was saying he reckons it was probably the most hated TikTok.
Yeah.
One of the most hated TikToks out there.
I think I remember, yeah.
And now he's saying, like, people still give him hate, but, like,
oh, it's nothing.
So much less. And a lot of the people even comment, hey, bro, I used to hate you, but now I love you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, he's just like, oh, fuck off, mate.
Yeah.
He's learned to kind of ignore it and laugh it off and turn it into memes, because he's found that the videos that do best are the ones where he's responding to the hate comments of, like, someone was telling him to kill himself or something, and he responded to it. And he was like, that's a horrible thing to say, and the video got... Obviously, he's not doing it for the views. Like, he's just calling out that bullshit. But, like, it went off.
Did really well.
Really enjoy those calling out hate videos.
Yeah. So, yeah, just, like, coming back to that working with mates as well. Like, there are we don't mean to scare anyone off. It's fucking good, and there's so many, like, huge benefits to it. And yeah, you just have to set the kind of foundations early to make sure that you don't have big issues in the future. And you know, it's worked bloody well for us. We're moving out, and you know, you best believe we're moving out together now. We're not just working together, we're living together. So we'll have that conversation again and come up with some really, like, clear and concise boundaries that we can both abide by.
And I think a lot of people, or even just, like, people that are close to us, saying, like, oh, what if there's a falling out? It's oh, that's a lot. It's just like, you really don't understand it, dude.
Mate.
It's a bit different to, like, your best friend or whatever. It's just like, it's just a thing that's kind of built different. It's like
a relationship's also really strong if you can bound back from, like, heavy conversations. So yeah, look, you know, if you are going into business with a mate, then there's going to be people saying, nah, it's not a good idea, you should do it on your own. I'd say fuck that, but
it needs to be the right person. And I think what really is important for living together is we're both very regimented, and we both, you know, same diet, same kind of structure, same discipline, same, you know, commitment to training. And, you know, I couldn't really move out with someone who doesn't understand that, because I'm going to be in the kitchen, like, 2 hours a day. It's like cooking up shit, you know, just, like, always there. Now, my family don't really appreciate that so much, but you get it. And the thing is, we can cook, we'll do it together, meals for each other, kind 100%. Of thing. And so that's why, you know, going to a share house with, like, 5 other people or something like that, it'd never work. I'd be pissing a lot of people off.
Nah, it's not happening. We've got 3 bathrooms and 2 people. We're going to be sweet. Let's take a quick break and we'll get back.
And we're back, guys. So to finish off this small business topic, I just wanted to run through our biggest tips for people starting a small business. So there are a few things that can really just accelerate your progress and make your business extremely professional from the get-go. Some things that require really small investments. So for a start, I'd recommend everyone to make a Shopify account. Shopify is essentially, we're not sponsored by them, but they are essentially the #1 e-commerce platform for websites and things like that. There are a couple of other website providers like Wix and Squarespace and things like that, but Shopify is ridiculously streamlined. Everything is so easy. Like, we're 2 guys that didn't really have any experience in website design and things like that, but it was extremely easy to make what we think is a pretty decent website, serves its purpose. And you can create, like, an amazing website that just streamlines the e-commerce process. Secondly, create a TikTok to get that exposure. So you want to get people seeing your videos on TikTok trickling through to your Shopify. And the key to making sales is website traffic. So if your TikTok's bringing people over there, then, you know, there's your website traffic, and everyone that is on your website is a potential customer. So second thing is a bit of the nitty gritty. So you need to get things like an ABN, so register your business once you made some money. And we actually did it really early. Probably a bit too early.
It was a signal though.
Getting your website domain, you know, if you're an actual company, registering as a company, things like that. Next tips would be, you know, just having an overall social media presence on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Take that seriously as well. Like, that's not just a piss take. You actually need to fucking grind on that, and it takes a lot of time. Have a structure and know when you're posting.
And then the next thing is, what products are you going to sell? So you need to source a supplier, build that relationship, get some samples down, and confirm the product that you're selling. And yeah, that's kind of the little 5 or so tips that you need to really start your business. Yep, fantastic. Should we get into the mailbag?
Definitely. Great work, Gab, by the way. All right, we've got the first one from Lachlan Kennedy. It says thoughts on...
that's
yeah. Oh no, we've just got the one, sorry, I think. Is it just the one? Yeah. Sorry, guys. So we've just got the one for the mailbag. It's going to be a pretty short segment today, but Yeah, I think the podcast is going pretty well.
Yeah.
So started it. This is from an anonymous person. We obviously know who they are, but they didn't want to be mentioned. Started a small business and a TikTok and can't get any engagement. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think there are a lot of people who say, you know, I'm shadow banned or my videos aren't hitting the FYP, and it's kind of a cop out. Like, I don't know, to an extent, TikTok can dog you with the FYP. Like, sometimes we've posted a really good video and it doesn't get many views, but it's like, sometimes it's just your turn to sit out, I suppose. But if it's just happening consistently, you're not up. It just means you're not uploading the right content. Like, people don't enjoy it. So I see a lot of pages that are businesses and the only videos they post are about their products.
Yeah.
And I swear any video that you post where it is promoting your product or saying, go check out my Instagram or go check out my website or link in bio, it's just bound not to perform well.
It ain't it.
Yeah. So the ones that do the best are the ones with free advice. You know, you're implementing current trends and you're, you know, trendy songs, you're doing dances, and, you know, you've actually put a bit of effort into it. They're the ones that are going to do well. And it's not like,
people want to see personality. And unfortunately the product, like your t-shirt or whatever it is, there's not that much personality to it. And your business will get to the point where you're selling products not because of your personality, but because people love the product. But in the early stages, I think it's really important to get that personality, show who you are. Hey, my name's Jeff and I'm making t-shirts. People go, fuck, I love Jeff and I love what he's about. I'm going to buy one of his t-shirts, and it grows, and they tell 3 mates and so on. You know?
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, it's just, you need to get that personality out there. As we said, separating yourself from the rest of the crowd. I'd say there are lots of startup apparel companies for gym and stuff that aren't selling shit because nobody, like...
And they've spent so much on stock as well.
So much money. Like, to be honest, we'll let you in on a little secret, but like, for our shorts, we didn't have like the resources for a photo shoot or anything like that. We didn't have the time. We literally got an iPhone photo on the deck and they sold out within a couple of days. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Didn't even edit them, just like straight up.
And obviously we're going to be more professional for the future. We've actually got a photographer coming and stuff like that. That was just kind of for the short term. But yeah, if you can do stuff like that, like I reckon the people who do that the best are the Nelk boys. Nelk do like a merch drop every couple of months or so
good.
And they sell out. I don't even know if they sell out. They might just say they sell out to like create that kind of hype, but people are crazy about them. And, you know, the stuff they're selling would be extremely cheap quality. Maybe a few items are a bit better. You know, they're selling little like bottle openers and they sell out straight away. It's like you can get a bottle opener from anywhere else, probably cheaper, but since it's got the Nelk logo on it, you want that and it's selling out. Like that is that personality behind the product, why people are going to buy it. So to answer your question, if you're not getting any engagement, consider not just posting about your product, consider creating a bit of personality and something a bit more engaging.
100%. And look, you probably only need to post 3 to 4 TikToks a day at max. Don't be posting 15 in a row and like 15 comment responses for brands is what I'm talking about. Probably isn't going to work best, is it? Yeah, beautiful. Well, I mean, I think that's all from me, mate.
That's it, mate.
Great work. Thanks everyone for listening. I think this is a good topic. If you guys have any like questions about small businesses and stuff, we're not quite, you know, Floyd Mayweather yet, but we'll get there.
What's his thing called? Money
Mayweather.
No, but what's his business? Team Money?
Team Money.
I can't remember what
Sounds
it's
good
called.
to me. Right, let's leave. See you, bye.